Welcome back to my F122 My Team Career Mode. This is part 28, episode 28. It should be the Bahrain GP, the opening GP of the season 3. So last week or last episode, it was season 3 preparation to prepare for this new season. So yes, if you didn't watch that episode, our new teammate is Carlos Sainz. Mick Schumacher is no more. We have a new partnership, and the team we are partnering it with is, I guess, McLaren. We would be their, junior team, like how AlphaTauri is the junior team to Red Bull, but we don't really have any McLaren juniors. I mean, we had Oscar Piastri, our season 1 teammate, but yeah. So we're not really a junior team. We're their secondary team. It's like when Toro Rosso was Red Bull's junior team, but they did better. I think the first season, Toro Rosso, they scored more points than the main Red Bull team. So we're like that. We're like McLaren's second team, not their junior or sister team. We could still do better than the main team if me and Carlos Sainz just bag those points. So yes, as you can see, we are running the McLaren Shadow livery. That's the livery for the season. And yeah, now we're on the one-shot qualifying for the first race of season 3 in Bahrain. See, I'm going to be making some setup changes. So I just adjusted the fuel or the gas, whatever. Adjusted that all the way down to the lowest I can. Have less weight in the car for qualifying. Change the wings a little. I basically changed everything because, I don't know, it felt slow when I was practicing. As you saw, in the first minute of this video, that all that discounts that I got from the practice session. Yeah, the practice session, I didn't do that good. So I'm changing it now because it felt slow during practice. And, qualifying, you don't want to be slow. And also about the practice, we also got 1,000 something R&D points. So you already know we spent that already on some upgrades. Of course, it's not going to come in time for this GP. Maybe not even the next GP, which I think should be Jeddah. I don't know, but that'll be next week. So yeah, this season 3 is the last season for this game, basically, that I'm going to do. Because F123 is coming out June 16th. It's only another 4 more weeks. So yeah, excited for the new game. So I will just let you watch my qualifying session, and we'll jump right into the race after this. And it'll be a boring race, I'm pretty sure. So I'll just be finding something to talk about. So join us.
With qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hughes, Norris and George Russell. With qualifying complete, no more testing, no more practice. this is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Hughes lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Vettel, Leclerc, Albon, Théo Pourchaire and Carlos Sainz, Ricciardo, Ocon, Pierre Gasly and Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou and Yuki Tsunoda, Stroll, Schwartzman, Latifi and Mick Schumacher. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
So as the formation lap gets underway here for the first time this season, each driver will be wanting to make an impactful start to their season by earning those crucial points and getting a confidence booster right from the off. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
Okay, that is the formation lap over. As you saw in the qualifying, we took pole position, so it's 5 lights and out and away we go. We get a pretty bad start. Our main team is Lando is right in front of us. Lando Norris, I guess their #1 driver right now. So me and him are fighting right now. Even I was in the pole position, he still overtook me. Going to turn 1, going to turn 3, heading into turn 4. I am now back into P1, where I should be. So we finish up turn 4 now, and we have a 1-second gap to our main team and behind us, the McLaren main team. You know, Lando Norris. Maybe we should have signed Norris, but I like Sainz. He was pretty good, giving me a pretty good challenge last season. So we just took our challenger and made him join our team. Not made him, he accepted it. Gave him some like 11 million something. I'm guessing that's what better than Ferrari. He wanted to leave the Ferrari stable like Leclerc. You can see the whole pack is pretty packed. There's no big gap so far. And yeah, except for the one that's being created right now between the Hamilton Mercedes and the Red Bull of what's his face was Charles Leclerc. There's a pretty big gap now, and Carlos Sainz, I don't know if he just overtook Lewis Hamilton, and I set the fastest lap, of course, because I was the first person to complete the lap, so of course I should be the fastest. But I'm just going to be fast forwarding this because nothing really happens. This is, in general, a pretty quiet race, but set another fastest lap of a 1:29, 0.93, pretty good. As you can see, Carlos Sainz is trying to pull away from that second gap, trying to join the first pack of cars. And I set the fastest lap again, a 129.915. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. But the gap between me and Norris pretty consistent, 2 seconds, 1.8 seconds. So I'm not pulling away, but I'm not making him closer to me either. Well, now it's like 2.3, but yeah, I think our car pretty good with the money coming in from the main McLaren team. Pretty good, and it's already time for the pit window open, whatever. It's time for some mediums. Chuck these softs, give them back to Pirelli, whatever they do with tires. But we are heading into the pits now, and we are heading to the pits. You know what they should make for F123? The position, like in real life, the position where you are in the constructors, that's where you are in the pit box. They should change that in the game. I think it was like P5 in the constructor for the last season, but I'm still all the way at the end. So if they wanted to make my team more realistic, they should change that. But heading out of the pits now, we end up P10, so still in points. Even if we did super bad, we'd still get 1 point. But people in front of us, they're on their softs. They need to chuck on some mediums. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna box as well, which will put me back into the P1 position. Back net P1, is that what they call it? But from the first half of the race, who I'm impressed with, Alex Albon. In his new team, he joined the Alpine. I was gonna say stable, but it's not like Ferrari where it's a horse. But I guess he joined the French outfit of the Alpine team. And in the first half of the race, he was P4. That's pretty good. Well, now, as I'm talking about him, the commentator's curse, he just dropped down to P6 because Max Verstappen in the Red Bull overtook him. But Russell and Théo Pourchaire haven't pit yet. Well, now they have, of course, when I'm talking about it. But yeah, the replacement for Scuderia Ferrari for Carlos Sainz is Théo Pourchaire, rising from the F2 ranks. He is now in F1. He joins his teammates not his teammates. He joins his friend like Oscar Piastri, going from F2 to F1. But that puts Alex Albon, he's still in P6 because Charles Leclerc in the Red Bull just overtook him. So both Red Bulls of Verstappen and Leclerc overtook Alex Albon in the Alpine. And for the Alpine to be in P6, that's pretty good. So I'm impressed with Albon. Maybe I could have signed him, but I think I like Sainz just a teeny bit more than Albon. I mean, I like Albon in real life as a driver. I think he's pretty good. If Red Bull just gave him like maybe one more season, but like Checo did pretty good in the 21 season, but I don't think Albon didn't deserve to not have a seat in 21. I think just if a team accepted him in 21, I think he would just become a better driver than he already has. I mean, he hasn't had a win yet, which is crazy. Like, he should have had a win. I think it was the Austria race or something. I know some race, Lewis Hamilton, like, banged his, like, front left into the Red Bull's right rear, which caused Alex to not get his win, which was heartbreaking. But, yeah, and I guess that's just racing. But, yeah, I like Albon as a driver in this game as well. But, yeah, he's still maintaining the P6, and I think I see Sainz, our teammate, behind the McLaren. Who's in the McLaren with Norris? I'm trying to think. Forget who. I don't know. But whoever, Carlos Sainz is behind that McLaren, which is P8. Yeah, Carlos Sainz in P8. Pretty good. He scored his first points in our team. And like I said in the prep video, if he just scores a single point throughout this whole season, our team, I will be keeping him for next season. Of course, this season is our last season, but if I was to play in next season, I would be keeping him because he scored a point, unlike Oscar Piastri or Mick Schumacher So heading into the final turn of this race now along this back straight, heading to the last corner of the race. We end up P1. Here we go, taking the checkered flag, celebrating with the team. Our new McLaren partnership going off pretty strong. Lando Norris and is it George Russell doing their cool down laps now. We get driver of the day. Pretty good. I don't know why. I feel like someone else should have gone driver of the day, because we just went from pole position to P1. It's not that hard to do, as long as you keep everybody behind you. There is our car. Yep, there was the Mercedes of George Russell. He stayed with them, he didn't leave. Here we go, us celebrating our team. So happy. I mean, it's not like it's our first win, but this season we do need to take the constructors. Now we have Carlos Sainz scoring points. We should try to aim for constructors. We've already had the drivers with me last year, and now we need to take the constructors as a team. There you go. You got us P1, Lando Norris P2, George Russell P3. Pretty nice podium. All of the youngsters, you know. Would you call Max a youngster? I guess he's a youngster, but he's been in F1 far longer than Lando and George. But he's still young, even though he's won so many already. So that just shows how talented he is. I know people be hating on Max, like, I guess I don't like their Red Bull, dominant Red Bull, but like I still appreciate him as a driver. So speaking of Max, he ended up P4. We got Leclerc, Albon, Vettel, Sainz, Hamilton, Porsche, my brain, Ocon, Magnussen, Gasly, Ricardo, Piastri, Zhou, Bottas, Schwartzman, Tsunoda, Stroll, Schumacher, and Latifi. There we go. Who is driving the McLaren? It is Sebastian Vettel, the teammate to Lando Norris. I was blanking. I forgot Vettel was doing pretty good last year, but there's our sponsorship money, and we need to go to a marketing thing, whatever. But it's just telling us who we should pick as our rival or who we want. And I pick Esteban Ocon in the Alpine team. So he has what's it called? Ocon, he's still with Alpine, and now they got Alex Albon. Now that's like the tallest driver pairing in this grid. It's like in real life, Yuki Tsunoda and Nick DeVries is the shortest pairing of drivers in the grid. But yeah, I think Ocon and Albon, they're the two tallest in the grid, which is crazy. So yeah, and I am choosing new sponsors, surprisingly. Even though I liked our old sponsors, I just want more money, I guess, you know. So now the total weekly income is 1.4 million. I don't know how much that changed, but if you see the constructor standing, we are now P1 everything team with McLaren, our main team, just right below us. But we are still P7. Yeah, we're still P7 in the R&D chart, which means it only goes up from here. Then we could do better. And as you see, we have 1,519 points in the R&D bank. So I'm going to be. Am I gonna upgrade something? Am I gonna upgrade something? No, I guess I have not enough points for anything. So I am now choosing my activity to do before the next GP, which will be the Saudi Arabian GP or the Jeddah Corniche Street Circuit, which is one of my favorite circuits. You know, if you didn't know that, now you do. This and Bahrain. Love Bahrain and Saudi. Pretty good GPs. Let's see, what other GPs do I like? But join us next week for the Saudi Arabian GP. Last season, you know, thank you for 190. Get us to 195. We're slowly growing. Thank you. Bye-bye.